Good afternoon, student. This is Vad Kakarim, and in this video, we'll look at what is called a GP in mathematics, and this is grade 11 mathematics. So as you approach the final exams, you've got to understand what is a GP. So a GP means geometric progression. Now, what are some of the things that you need to understand about geometric progression? So geometric progression normally involves what is called the common ratio. And represented by R, meaning the common ratio is a ratio that I find by dividing the numbers that are in a sequence or in a series. So this is all you need to know. And the other thing that you need to know is you have to know the nth formula. Okay, the nth term, how to find the nth term, or simply the formula. So what we mean by that, for instance, if you have numbers like, for example, 5, -10, and 20, for example, comma, dash, dash, dash. So in this case, you have to determine, is your sequence these numbers, okay? What kind of a sequence is this? Is this a GP or an AP? So if it is a GP, then we can simply find the common ratio between these numbers. So you can say the common ratio equals to the second term divided by the first term. And in this case, your second term is -10 and your first term is +5. So you're going to say -10 divided by 5. And this will give you -2. So this is your common ratio. Now, what about the nth term? So, or the formula that we can now continue using in order to find the next number in the series. For example, this is the first term, second term, third term. Now, what about the fourth term? What about the fifth term? So you put a question mark, you put a question mark. So for you to find what number is going to be or come in the next in the sequence after 20 here, or after the fourth term. So you have to know what is the general formula for the GP, and that's what we call the nth term. Now the nth term is given as an is equal to a1 multiplied by the common ratio raised to the power n minus 1. So this is the general formula that's going to generate numbers in the sequence that you have been given. So you have to be very careful on how to be able to use this formula. So with the previous sequence, which is 5, -10, and 20, what is the common, what is the any formula, or what is the formula that we can actually use in order to generate other numbers in the sequence? So in this case, we have just previously found that R is equal to -2, and A1 is the first term. So A1 always is the first number in the sequence, which is 5. And what is your N? N, we don't put anything because you're just finding the formula. Okay, you're just finding the formula. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be an equals to the first term there. So meaning that we have to multiply now. Open the bracket, and the R is -2 raised to the power n minus 1. So this is the formula, the n formula that they are using in order to generate numbers. Okay. So now, how can we find now if you're asked to say find the fourth term? Find the fourth term. So remember that the formula is an equals to 5 open bracket negative 2 to the power n minus 1. This is the formula. So what are we looking for? We are looking for the fourth term, the number on the fourth position, or the term on the fourth position. In this case, your n is just going to be 4, your a1 is just going to be 5, and your a1, yeah, we have the a1 there, and your r is equal to negative 2. So what this means is that where there is n, I'm going to put 4. Okay, so this is going to be a4 is equal to 5, open the bracket, negative 2, close the bracket, and raise to the power 4 minus 1. So simplifying this, just going to be 5, open the bracket, negative 2, raised to the power, then you subtract 4 minus 1, just going to be 3. And this is going to be meaning a negative 2 raised to the power 3. Then all we are saying is just multiply negative 2 3 times. So we're going to say negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 multiplied by negative 2. And this is going to be positive 4, then multiplied by negative 2. This is just going to be negative 8. Okay. So meaning this, they are going to put negative 8. So from there, we are going to have 5 multiplied by negative 8. And this is just going to give us negative 40. And that is how you can find now the actual term on the fourth position, or the actual number that's going to appear next in the sequence. And this is the most important thing that you need to understand under the GP. Now, next lesson we shall look at the sum of the GP. So just to do a recap, just to do a summary on the sum of the GP, it simply means that if you go back to that sequence I gave you, 5, negative 10, and also 20, what they mean by the sum is for us to add all these numbers together and see what we get. Now, there are certain situations or scenarios where now the numbers are so many, maybe up to 100 numbers of that sequence. So it becomes practically impossible to actually keep on adding each number in the sequence in order to find the sum. So there is always a formula that you need to apply. So the formula says the sum of n numbers equals to a1 open bracket 1 minus r to the power n close bracket, and also 1 minus r. Okay, so we will come and talk about this formula, how to apply it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, which is just Radical Academy, so that you can get more out of this one. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next series.